guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I thought we would make a little pincushion, a nice shabby pincushion. Now these are some of the ones. This is a really old one that I made, and this is from I think it was a Friday Freebie little box that I just popped a little bit of stuffing in and made a very sort of temporary pincushion on that one, which I use all the time, which I just love. It's a bit old because it's made out of paper. It's a little bit squodgy, but it's done its job and it just sits on my desk, which is lovely. This is another one that I made, which is out of a little wooden spool. I have a little bit of like a little snippet roll that I wrapped around it, and then I've just popped a little bit of stuffing on the top. So you can see that one, that's really cute. This one I just keep some pins in. And this is the one that I normally take downstairs with me when I am working. This one is beautiful because it's a little teacup. Now this little teacup is actually stuck to the little saucer, but I just think it's just beautiful, isn't it? I just love it. So this one sits on my desk as well, which is gorgeous. So loving them. And then I've got this one, which is beautiful. This is a little pot that my mum gave me ages ago. It has a little handle on it, and you sort of like pop a little candle in it, but I don't really use it, and I thought it would be really, really nice. This is the one that I sort of practiced on earlier this week, and I just think it's beautiful. A little bit of crystal around there. This is sort of like a metal bit, and I've just popped a little bit of, I made a base of a little stuffed bit of fabric, and then I popped the lace over the top, and then I've just popped a little bow on there on a pin with a little, another little metal bow, which I just think is so, so pretty. And then if we've got time, I'll show you how to make these little pins that I've made, which are pretty sort of simple, but they just look so nice. And if you wanted something just to sit on the side, you know, one of your little cupboards or little place to pop things, I just think they are lovely, just beautiful. This one I've sort of half made because I want to use this velvet fabric today, so I just had a little tester to see how well it would sort of stretch, and I'm loving it. I think it looks really, really lovely. So that is just a very basic one. I've just popped a little bit of card on there and pop this. I've made a little base inside with some cheesecloth, which is not cheesecloth, it's this very thin cotton. So I just made a little, and then I stuck a piece of card to it, and then I put the bit of fabric over the top, and that just sits in there perfectly. Now this is very old. This was one of my mum's as well. It's a little candle holder, which is like that. You just put one of those sort of like long candles in there, and that just fits in there perfect. So if I have about 5 minutes at the end, I will also finish this one off, but that just, I think that's just going to look beautiful, isn't it? And that's quite heavy, so that would just sort of like sit nicely. Now I am loving all of these. They are just beautiful, but I'm going to pop them all to the side. Oh, I also have this pot as well, which I thought would make a really pretty one, because I was thinking of popping it in the top. So if you put it in the top, then you could have it, as long as you just had sort of like smaller things in, you could close it up like that. You could maybe pop a little bit of some spare bits of cotton and things inside, and then when you lifted it over, you could just take your pin out, needle out, and pop it back on. So that's another idea. But again, you can use anything, really, anything that you have got. So today we are going to be using a little canvas. So I'm not making a round one, I'm going to make a sort of rectangle one. Now I'm hoping this will work. So this is a little bit of a trial and error, and I've got 4 little wooden beads, which I thought I might pop on the bottom as little feet, so it would sort of stand up a little bit. Now I'm going to pop these in the box. I've got this little box here. I'm going to pop them in there, so remind me, because I will be looking for those later. And I've got a piece of this cotton like that, so I'm going to make like a little cushion to go over the top of that, and then that little cushion I'm going to cover with this beautiful fabric. So remember, this was the dress that I had. And I'm going to cover that like that. So this will be all puffy. And then I've got this beautiful piece of vintage lace. Or it's, I don't know what you call it. It's really, really pretty, but it's lovely. And I thought I would sit that over the top. So let's see if my sort of idea comes to fruition, shall we see? Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to do anything with this. I did think about putting it in this bit, but I thought I might just put the feet on that and turn that over like that. So let's see, the first thing I want to do is make a little cushion. So what I'm going to do, I'm not sure whether this is going to be too big, but I want it quite puffy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm just going to sew around two of the edges. Let me just take some of this a little bit. It doesn't matter what it's like because it's going to be covered up anyway. So I'm going to pop that together. I'm just going to sew down here and sew down here. And then we can turn it inside out and then stuff it. So let me just pop my sewing machine over here. Like this. Up this around. Oh, today I want to wish my beautiful grandson Rue a very, very happy 7th birthday. He is 7 today and I haven't seen him for such a long time. So I want to wish him a very, very happy birthday. So Olivia was 6 on the 4th of March, and my beautiful handsome Rue, which is my son's son, is 7 today. Can't believe it. So he's having his first big birthday party today. So I hope he's going to have lots and lots of fun. So let's get sewing on here. There we go. Quick and simple. I will sew the other end up as well in a minute, but I just want to see if this is going to work. Now I could do with my little scissors. Where are they? What have I done with my... Do you know, my little Fiskars scissors just tend to sort of disappear. I don't know where they go. I tidy up to get my videos going and then, you know, I lose them all. But I'm sure they will appear in a minute. Okay, so that's just like a little... Oh, let me just cut these little bits off like that. Let's just chop these corners off. This doesn't actually have to be that long either. Wide, I mean. It's just, I'm going to throw those bits in the bin, but then again I could have probably popped it inside to stuff it, couldn't I? So let's just turn this inside out like that. Oh look, it's got a big hole in it there. That's okay. It's only because this is sort of quite old. What do you think? Do you think that's going to be too big? Let's stuff it and find out, shall we? We can always make it smaller. Now, I've got this bag. I've got this linked on my Amazon storefront. It's a cotton one that's just stuffing teddy bears and stuff like that. So it's hypoallergenic and things like that. Not that that really matters if we're doing a pincushion, but let's just stuff it anyway. But again, you know, you can, if you've got old bits of fabric or things like that, you could probably use that as well. Let's see. Let's see. We probably need quite a lot. Oh my God, if I can actually get it in there. Let's put that in there like that. Yes, so it's my lovely grandson's birthday today, bless him. He lives in the UK, so I don't really get to see him very often at all. But he's just absolutely gorgeous. So 7, I can't believe he's 7. Okay, what do you reckon? That's pretty good, isn't it? Let's give it a little wiggle. Like that. So I want that to go on there like that. Look at that. Oh, that's going to look fab, isn't it? So that would sit on there. So if I push that right in, I could just sew this up couldn't I? How long does it need to be? Because it can be squashed down. Do you know what I'm going? I'm going to just tuck these ends in like that and just sew that on the sewing machine. Just that little bit down through there. It doesn't have to be brilliant. You could probably hand stitch that as well. Let's just see. Maybe I just won't. Maybe I'll just sew it like that. Sew it down. Yes, that's what I shall do. Let's have a quick sew. Bring this in. Pop that down and just sew along there. Okay. There we go. We don't need this little bit. Pop that in my little scrap box. So it's just really making a little cushion, isn't it? And then that will sit on there like that. That can just be tucked in. We can just glue that bit in. Oh, I love it. Right. And we'll probably stick that on, but let's just see. We need a little piece of this. The rest of it, I'm actually just going to sort of glue gun on. I'm not going to sew anything else on. So this just needs to, oh, look at that. That's the sort of thing I want it to be, nice and tight. Can you see? So how are we going to do that? How shall we do that? I think because I want this covered up, I am going to stick this on and cover the whole thing. So should we just, let me just get my glue gun. Let me bring it over. Just going to, let me just move the wire a little bit. There we go, a little bit more room. Let's just glue this just a little bit onto that bit. Just like that. Stick that on. Perfect. Little cushion, lots of bits of thread. And we pop that down. I think I might just sort of glue the edges. So I just glue the corners. I think that would probably work, wouldn't it? Or should I glue? Then I can go around it afterwards. Oh, actually, maybe I'll just glue the whole like this. Oh, let's see. Stick this down. Stick this down. Hold it tight. There we go. Pop that in. Going to add then just a little bit of glue. This is the nice thing about the glue gun, isn't it? You can just glue that on. It will stay on. So that's what it looks like. It looks like a little pillow. Little pillow on a canvas. There we are. Nice and puffy. Now we need to take a section of this. I'm going to take this off my desk and just find which is the easiest piece. There we go. Instead of flapping around, I'm going to cut this little bit off. And take my scissors, move our sewing machine over because we don't need that anymore. It's going to cut this way. Let's do it this way so we can see. I've got this seam here that I'm going to just, I'm going to cut all the way down through here. Okay, that can go to one side for a moment. I'm going to cut this little end bit off as well. I just wanted it to look really sort of pretty and shabby. Seeing we're doing our Shabby Saturday, I wanted it to be nice and shabby. and pretty. Something pretty to decorate. You can pop it onto your table. You can put it just as a little display of some of your pretty pins and things like that. Let's pop that to the side. Okay, lovely. Let's take our little, it's quite a nice weight actually. Let's just see if I've cut that enough to pull it round. I think so. I think so. Unless we go this way. That might be a little bit better. Doesn't need to gum. It just needs to sort of be able to glue under these pieces like that. Doesn't it? So I'm going to wing this. We are going to cut it here. Again, no measuring. No measuring. Let's sit that on there. Pop that over. Oh, I think it's going to look so pretty. Looks like a nice little silky loaf of bread, doesn't it? So, what should we do? Like this? How do we do that? I think we should do it like that. I've got quite a lot. I probably don't even need that much, do we? I think I might move it over just to glue that on. I think this is a bit too long. I don't want lots and lots of fabric everywhere. Let's just put this there like that. Squash that down. There we are. I pull that quite tight. Can put that on there. Look at that. Lovely. I can cut the excess off then. Let's just put some. I'm going to turn it this way. Pull it quite tight and squidge that down. Like that. Oh, how lovely. Let's do the side. Is that about right? Don't want to pull it too tight. And let me just cut this piece off. We don't want that, did we? Perfect. That can go in my little scrap box. Let's make sure our pillow is all nice and puffy. Just put some down through here. Pull that on. Hold that down. There we go. Oh, I am liking this. This is fabulous. Don't want to make the corners too thick either because we've got to put some little feet on, haven't we? Let's take these pieces out. Pull that quite tight. Hold that down. There we go. It's like a little bit of upholstery today, aren't we? It's like, oh, very puffy. How lovely. Right, we've got excess here as well. Let me just trim some of this off. Like that. Pop that there. Pop that in my little box. So what shall we do? How should we do this? Shall we just sort of like pull it in? Actually, I could do with a little stapler, couldn't I? Just staple that on. Like that. Because you could staple in there, because it's got staples. Not quite sure how you do the corners. You sort of like fold them in. Doesn't have to be perfect, because this is my first one. So it doesn't have to be the perfect one, does it? I think I got a bit too much fabric. I'm just going to stick it. But again, like I said, you could probably glue gun it. Staple it, couldn't you? If you've got a wooden frame like this. Let's get rid of some of this. Like that, do you think? Put a bit of glue in there. Hold that down. Like I said, I need this little corner. Not going to be very neat underneath, but that's okay. That's okay. I need this little corner here quite flat to put the bead on. So let's hold that down. That looks okay, doesn't it? Do you know what I'm going to do? Oh, I don't want to cut it in case I ruin it. All the little bits I'm cutting off can be used as my little in snippets, can't they? Let's just pull that, hold that down. That's not going to work, is it? Well, I'm just giving you an idea. It doesn't mean you have to follow how I do the corners. You probably know how to do corners better than me. But look at that. That's okay. It's going to be covered up with a little bit of lace anyway, isn't it? So let's just put a little bit of glue like that. Pull that in. There we go. Hold that in. Oh, it's so lovely. It's so soft. Pour this little bit in. Little bit of glue in there. Hold that down. Yeah, I don't think I'll be the best at upholstering a chair or anything. Just pop a little bit of glue in there. See if we can hold that down. As long as I get this little bit flat, it'll be okay. Okay. You can always go back and just move a little bit. Oh, I do like it. I do like it. Don't need as much fabric as I used, I don't think, especially because this one is quite stretchy. I've used quite a bit of fabric, as you can see, and we don't really need. Let's pop a little bit in there and hold that down. Go back and tidy that a little bit up. Just keep checking, make sure. That might need a little pull, but again, you're not going to see a lot of this anyway because of the little lacy bit's going to go over the top of that as well. Let's hold that down. What do you think? Have I done this wrong? I need to lessen it in upholstery, definitely. Hold that down. Oops. Squeeze that in. This little bit. Didn't stick that little bit, did I? Let's pop a little, or did I? Let's pop a little bit in there for extra. A little bit of extra won't hurt, will it? There we go. Let's make sure these are stuck down. That's not quite, is it? Let's pop a bit in there. Pull that. Hold that. Oh, look at that. That's a little bit. This little bit needs to be a little bit tighter. Okay, there we go. So that's the scruffy bottom, which we will cut the little bits off in a minute, but that's okay. Actually, let's just put a little bit more glue in. If in doubt, add a bit more glue. Actually, I could probably stick those inside, couldn't I? What do you think? Shall I just stick it in? Shall I just add a bit more glue? Let's just, oh, I need another glue stick. Let's just, that's a good idea. I can hide it in the little hole. Let me get another glue stick. I've got little ones. I did order some big ones off Amazon because I could only get the little ones, but I quite like in the little ones actually. Let's take that and squeeze that in there. It's definitely a sort of glue gun project. So make sure you've got a glue gun if you're going to give this a go. But a little canvas, even if you've got you know, a little painting that you've done that you don't really like, this is a good way of recycling, isn't it? But I was looking for a little sort of like square little tin to do it, but I expect if you've got, you know, where you get those old little baking trays as well, but they're little small ones for doing little cakes and things in, they would be really nice, wouldn't they? Okay, do you think it's enough? Do you know? Oh, and a bit more. Sorry guys, I'm doing lots of gluing. I just want to make sure it's stuck in there. There. Don't think that's coming off with the amount of glue I've used. Beautiful. Look at that. It looks very sort of regal, doesn't it? Now, I've got this little piece that I just thought, I'm going to just put a few stitches in because I want it to, you know, look pretty. I don't want it to be glued down. I don't want to glue it down at all. But look at that. Doesn't that look just beautiful? I think that's lovely. So how should we do that? Should I just sort of like stitch it along the front? I don't really want to glue it. Do you think I should just add maybe I probably could just pop a few little bits of glue gun because I want this on the front. Is that the middle? Okay. Just going to add tiny. This doesn't have to be sort of pulled really tight. Just a little bit. A little bit over here. Just to hold that in place. Oh, I do love it. I think it looks beautiful. What shall we do with this little section? I don't know, I'm quite like just, let's see what we can do. I think I might just leave it. Do you think that's nice? Let's glue this side down and see. Do you think we should go underneath? Let's go underneath. I've only glued it down very gently. I don't want to, just in case I want to take it off. There we go. Bits of glue. Oh, I love it. Doesn't that look beautiful? I hope you can see that properly. Quite sure what to do with these little side bits. How can we put these on? Just need to sort of come down. Not quite long enough, is it? But that's okay. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue just here. Just turn that round. Hold that down. like doing a little parcel. Let's just pop that up. Mind your fingers if you're using glue gun. There we go. I'm going to leave that. I might just put a few little stitches in there and just gather that little bit. So let's just do this side. Pop that on there. Hold that down. A little bit of glue on there. Hold that in like that. Oops. Lovely. Right, I'm going to just gather that. This isn't quite level. This is a bit longer than this side, but I think that will be all right now. I'm going to just get rid of some of this glue all over my fingers. I've popped this on here. Now I've got a little bit of cotton on here. I didn't put it in my pincushions because I had cotton on the end. Right, I'm going to hide this little knot. I'm just going to put that through there. Oops. Like that. I'm just going to just gather this just a little bit, just the netting bit on the top. Probably not the best to use pink cotton, but it does look pretty. Oops. Just little straight stitch like that through. Oopsie daisy. There we go, just so it sort of gathers, and I think maybe we could probably pop a little bow or something on the ends. Let's have a look. Let's just carry on just doing this. But yes, it's amazing what you can make with just a little canvas board, isn't it? And some fabric. That's lovely. I like that. I don't mind this bit showing. That's perfect. I love it. Let's just pull this a little bit tighter. Which way should we go? Let's just go through there. There we are. I'm going to go down through the bottom bit and then tie a knot underneath. Oops. Down through there. Oops, it's caught on the corner. Oops, there's my phone. There we are. Pull that through. Okay. That's pretty good. I think that's going to look lovely. Because I think little gathers are quite nice, aren't they? Because I think that makes it sort of look quite shabby on there. Let's just tie a little knot. Definitely think my cotton's a little bit too long. Really didn't need that much. Okay. Perfect. Let's do this side. Let's tie a little knot. Look, I've got glue all over my fingers. There we are. So guys, if you've made pincushions, I would love to see them. They're probably a lot better than this one, or the ones that I've made. But I would love to see them. Please post them in the Facebook group. because they would be, and we'd all love to see them, I'm sure, different ones that you've made. Just pop a little knot in there, and then we shall just, oops, go like that. Wow, I really wasn't quite sure how this was going to turn out. I had a sort of idea of what I would like it to look like, which is pretty much this, but you know, when you're sort of winging it a little bit, you never know what you're going to get. But I think this is pretty good. And it's a little bit different than the little round ones, isn't it? Little round ones are simple, so if you've got like a little, you can even do it with like a little old egg cup, or if you go to a thrift store and little, you know, find any little cups or anything, pretty little teacups. But it's quite nice because people do a lot of the teacups, don't they? So it's quite nice to sort of like find something else to pop them into, which are great. So something different. But I didn't really have anything else, so this is why I used the, I really wanted like a little tin or something. An old mini bread tin or something would have been beautiful, wouldn't it? Right, let me just sew that onto here. So it will give you something to look for when you're out and about in the thrift stores. Instead of normally we're looking for old clothes and beautiful materials and anything crafty, but now you've got something else to look for. I've made a knot in that. Oh gosh, I think that will come out. That's not going to come out, is it? That's not going to come out. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, luckily we came to the end, I'm just going to tie that into a knot there so it doesn't come undone. So much glue stuck to me. Pop that in my pincushion. There we are. Oh guys, I love that. What's that little thing hanging off bits of thread? How beautiful is that? Does that look like an old shabby pincushion? Isn't that beautiful? I know I'm a little bit wonky, but it's handmade, so it's fabulous. Now, shall we just pop the little feet on? Where's our little feet? Now, we'll put them in here. Now, I'll tell you what would look lovely. Oh, this is glue. Would be some little sort of like crystal feet, wouldn't they? On there. Do you think this is going to be a bit wibbly wobbly? Let's see. I should really paint them or something first. But I'm going to just put them on there and just see. Get a little gap in there. We've got like a little gap in there. This has got the netting on, but let's just see. I can always take them off. Let's just put a little foot on there like that. Hold that on. Hold that down. And these are just some wooden beads, but some beautiful little crystal beads would look really, really lovely. So again, old jewellery, an old crystally sort of necklace with, you know, those big crystal beads on. I must go through my jewellery. I've got lots and lots and lots. This is going to look great. So we shall, you know, maybe be making some more. There, a little bit of, there we are. Perfect. I think we will have a little bit of time just to make a few little pins. I'll show you how I made my pins. Look at that. Hold that down. Oh my gosh, look, it's like a little stool. Oh, look at that. That's fabulous, isn't it? Little feet. Little feet. It's not very tidy underneath. But nobody's going to look underneath, are they? But it's like a little stool. Let's pop some little pins in. Look at that. Oh, Doesn't that look fabulous, guys? I just think that looks so good. I will do a close-up of it. I've got lots of little pins in there. And I'll tell you what I did find was this beautiful little crystal necklace that I had in my jewellery. But look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? A little bit of bling on it around the outside. But I am absolutely loving that. I think it's just beautiful. Very, very shabby. You can, if you don't have any sort of like old lace or anything, I do have, what have we got here? I've got sort of like some lace trim that you could always pop around like a little edge like that, couldn't you? So that would look absolutely beautiful as well. I think they are lovely. So use your imagination and just use what you have. Little bits of lace that you've got are absolutely perfect. Now I'm going to pop that to the side for a second because that's done. It's just lovely. Love, love, love. And now I'm going to just show you quickly. Let's make some little pins to go in it. Now, oh gosh, I got thread everywhere. I'm using these now. I know lots of you have these because I've used these quite a few times. They're just these beautiful pins with the lovely pearly top. No, I'm just picking the glue off my nails. With the lovely little pearly tops to them, which are just beautiful. And let's have a look. I've just spilt these everywhere in my little pot. I've got a few little bits and pieces in here. Now I am going to be using, not hot glue, I'm going to be using this one. I'll pop a link to these down as well. I think I've got links in my Amazon storefront for all these bits, but you don't have to use this. You just use some what's it called? Super glue. Super glue. Right, I'm going to take this little one, okay, because once we have made them, we want to pop them in so they're heading downwards. Do you know what I mean? So that it holds them on. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to take a little bit of glue. Oops, let's just take that off there. Like that. Got a few little bits and pieces here. Oh, actually I've got lots of bits and pieces. Like I've got these beautiful little shiny crystal beads in there, which are lovely. They're like sort of faceted ones. And then I've got some bigger ones. These are just, I've just got these that I've all collected, all of these bits and pieces. So just use, again, just use what you have. This is from, oops, this is from Broken Jewellery as well, which is a little, it's got little crystals on around it. Can you see? I'm not doing a very good job, am I? There we go. So that just sits on there like that, and you want to super glue them on. So I'm going to take a little bit of super glue. Let's see if you can see this. Pop a little bit on the end there. Just need a little bit like that. Push that down. So that sits in there. Then you can take a little bead, little shiny bead, and push that in. So you'll have a little bit of glue inside there. Can you see? Is that blurry? There we go. Like that. So that's really, really pretty. I'm hoping that it's not too blurry for you. And then you want to sort of like push it in so they're heading downwards. On there, so it's facing down so that it will stay. If you put them in, they'll just slide down the pin. So again, I've got some more little bits. I've got this great big one. Do you think that's too big? But I'm absolutely loving it. Not really too big. It's quite heavy. I'm going to put a little bead on. Like that. I think it might be... No, it's not too big, is it? That's not too big. Let's just do it anyway. There we go. A little bit of super glue on there. Like that. And just push that right down to the end. Then you just want to leave them. Pop that into your pincushion or anywhere like that, but pop it upside down. Oh, the other thing I would like to put on them, actually, let me just get these out of my drawer, are the little bead caps. You know, the little flowery ones that you get. What do I do with that pin? There it is. You get the little bead caps, the little flowery ones. Like this. That's a little jump ring. We don't want that. These are just like little tiny bead caps. Can you see? They're all in different, I get them in sort of different sizes. That's quite a nice one. You can either put them so it's like a little flower, like that, or this way round. Put that on there so it looks like a little flower. That's quite a nice way, isn't it? And then I'm going to pop another little crystal bead on the bottom to hold that on. So you can use it with just normal pins as well. You don't have to have the ones with the pearly bits on. You can just use normal pins, and then it will be like, because the normal pins sort of like have that little flat end on, don't they? So what you can do is, I think it's making it blurry with these outside. It's sort of like a stopper, so you can put a bead on there. I'm going to tuck that in there like that. Like a stopper, isn't it? I've got some smaller ones as well. Got some little small pins like this, which again we can just pop a little small. Let's see, I've got some quite small ones in here. Put that on there, which looks really pretty. So it's just a little bit of super glue. This one dries really quite quickly. Put that on there. Make sure you don't stick to yourself. Put that through that bead, and hopefully there was enough glue on the end to hold that on. I will do a close-up. If these are a bit blurry, I do apologise, but I will do a close-up at the end. I don't know why it's so blurry. I think it's focusing on the background more so than the things, but these are just lovely. So this one should be dry. Look at that, that's dry now. So that can just pop into there like that. Yes, definitely do a close-up. So just get all your little odds and ends that you've got. That's quite a nice one actually, that's quite big. If that could just go on there like that. Can you see? It's just fabulous. I love them. Maybe oh actually I'm going to use a little pearl in here. So this is a really good afternoon project. Just sit there and just nice Sunday afternoon one, or Saturday. It's Saturday today, isn't it? So good one just to sit around and have a little play of making some pretty little stick pins. There we go. Let's push that down. Pop it into your little... Oh, on this one, did I show you I put that on there? I did, didn't I? That's just one of the pins on there with a little bow popped in there. It sits on there really pretty. Okay, guys, so I think I will leave it there. Oops, another little bead flying across me. Oops. So that's it. Perfect. Love it. So that's how you make the little beads. Now you can buy lots of these. Now they do have ones with crystals on the end, which I'm very, very tempted to purchase. But I do have a lot of pins. I've got this whole big box, haven't I? So I don't really need to buy any more. But I am quite tempted to have the crystally ones. But I do like these ones where they have like a little bit, so it looks like the little, you know, the little flower top, doesn't it? Just looks so pretty. But there we go, that can go on there. A little bit of glue. Is that enough? I'm just going to take another one of my little crystals, put that on there like that, put that in, little curlies. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Let's put the lids on. Let's put those onto our new lovely little pincushion. It's like a little pin stool, really, isn't it? Put all these bits out of the way. And I just think that is so pretty. Look at that. That's going to be sat on my desk now, I think. I won't touch too many of these because I think they're still a little bit wet. But that one's come out really nicely. It's quite big, but how pretty are those? Can you imagine giving that as a gift to somebody that knows that sews? And it's like just a little stool. I think it's fabulous, isn't it? But yeah, don't look at the underneath because it's really messy. But I'm sure you will do a lovely, lovely job. This isn't quite level. It's a little bit off to the side, off to this side, but I'm loving it still. There we go, guys. Well, thank you so, so much for joining me. Let's pop these pins up there like that now. They all look lovely. So again, this is in a little glass pot. This one is in a little teacup, which you do see quite a lot in the teacups, but I had this one. I think Andy's aunt gave me this little teacup, and I thought I would put it to good use and make a little pincushion. Oh, we've still got that one. I will finish that one off later. And my two lovely, lovely ones. Again, if you're new to it, just make one out of sort of paper, little pot, little bit of... I did find, sorry, I keep talking, thinking I'm going to finish. I did find that this one, I just put one layer of cotton on here, but you can see the fluff is coming out through. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's better to do a double layer on there, like just pop a little bit of lace over the top or something over the top, because you can see it coming out. You need another layer over the top of it, I think, to stop all the fluff bits coming out. But there we go, guys. Thank you so, so much for joining me. I did really enjoy that. Just really basically is a canvas, some wooden little beads, hot glue gun and some fabric. So there we are. All right, guys, take care, stay safe, have a fantastic rest of the day, a lovely weekend, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.